a war correspondent for the New Democrat. And the
When you say war correspondent, you were following war activities?
yeah, I used to go on the front line to report for Lindsay Barrett for West Africa Magazine and Ben Asante. So I was, in the trenches. So I used to report, all of that. Then I used to do this column on New Democrat called Another Angle. So yes, so I've been.
You like writing, man.
Yeah, it's nice. It's the best way to express yourself.
I like your writing when you are not political. Sometimes you write about life things. I read one post one time. It was a short form of your upbringing.
Yeah.
Your late mother,
Yeah.
saying those are the kind of things I like to read.
Yeah, people say
gives you
that.
an understanding of the person's upbringing.
Yeah, people say that, and that's true. But also that column allows me to let people know what I think on all issues. So it's always not going to be.
I know.
there.
I was in Nima Caucus, by the way. My sympathy, man, for the loss of your former superintendent.
Yeah, sad, very sad. But the cover is good. I mean, I always say in my mind, this is probably, I was not in the other caucuses, but based on what I was hearing, this is still, one of the most peaceful caucus Nima Kande has had, because there's not been any open. Yeah, we do have small, but as soon as we enter the room, we always have the capacity to resolve our issues. So we're good.
How is life? How is your office?
The office is good.
Somebody voking, I'm gonna call the person name.
Oh.
The person say, that man's childhood name is Malcolm X. He writes well and was one time a contributing writer for the Daily Observer. You know that who talking?
Oh God.
So you all need a Malcolm X?
Yeah.
Man, Snow didn't want you so.
Mom like you, eh?
That one mom like you calling you Malcolm X, but do you know his mom like you too?
I know that. And I just call.
Yeah, but why they call you Malcolm X?
Growing up, I was very active in the student council. Because Malcolm X, play a major role in how my thinking. Because this is a man, he started as a radical. He then metamorphosized into a Pan-Africanist. And then he began to preach, Afro-African, power without, being racist. I mean, he brought so many change to the African-American community. So, yes, so
Is the CMC okay?
Very okay. You know that we are okay.
How though?
Chief, as CMC is becoming the only option left for Liberia right now.
You think so?
With everything that's going on, what are you talking? We got so many things going on in the country. We believe that the Liberian people, we eventually understand that this country needs a new direction, and that cannot be, any of the old, past. So there comes a time in the life of a people, they will just take a bold decision and say, knowing where we are going, and knowing that the outcome of where we're going, knowing that where we are going is going to be bad as usual, and taking a route that we can at least hope, is two different things. If the Liberian people come to the CMC, they will have something to hope for.
The thing about political parties, all of you sound like this. Like the Freedom Fighters song I was just playing. When you're coming, you say you're freedom fighters. When you gain your ground, you change your mind.
Well, you see, when you do characterization like that and compare, it is annoying and it is unfair, because this is the leader of the CMC. He's almost 3 years into the elected position. What has been his track? Hold me for that. And the other people in the other party, 10 years, 15 years, 6 years, what have been their track? Hold them for that. By 2029, I would have been also in authority in some leadership position for 6 years. Hold me for that. That is what we need to do to elect good leaders in Liberia. Not by what they say and what they promise, but by what they say and fulfill. Not when you want power. what you did to power when it was given to you, I will be held responsible. My stewardship as a lawmaker, as a representative, will make a determination to Liberian people as to whether I can be trusted.
You think you've convincingly performed in your district now? As far as your campaign promises and your vision for the development of that place is concerned, by 2029, you would have...
Yes, the things that I promised my district, I will complete all of them before I walk away from that district. As you know, I'm not running there anymore. But again, I said I'm going to use that district as a model.
So you're very clear now that, look, that's in behind me. I'm not running there.
Clarence, you can recall it again.
It recorded already.
2029, October, I will be on the ballot. Not for representative.
As a candidate for president.
As a candidate for president. Very, very clear. I'll be on that presidential ballot. There will be nothing that will change that. I want to be very clear. I'm not, you know, let some people stop checking on themselves. Let's be very clear. There's nobody who's running for president in Liberia right now that is better than me, that has a better IQ than me, that has a better output than me, and that can do better than me, that can properly articulate the needs and aspiration of this country.
Will you let your former, at that time now, will you let your former district go? Will you have some say there?
I will have, not some say.
Not
some say. I will determine who succeeds me because that mission must continue.
You think the people will listen?
Yes. If I were to run in that district 10 times, I will win 10 times. Go and do your pool there. You are very good at that.
It will be billeted. But when you bring another face, politics change.
No, the trust is an important factor. When you lead your people, then you ask whether or not they trust you. You ask them to trust you. You know why they should trust you? Because when you were leading them, did you tell them the things that you told them, and did you fulfill the promises that you made to them?
Are your people making power with you now about your intention to leave them? They thought you would have.
No, they're not. They're happy. They too want to produce president.
You think so?
Of course, I know so.
They have a vice president, by the way.
I'm talking about District 7.
District 7.
That's what you're asking. But they are the people. Because they are the people that I'm producing. And by the way, you know, I'm not running for vice president. So if Nimba has a vice president, that's good. And we all support that. I'm not running for vice president. I'm running for president. And so when I go on the ballot.
Why are you not leaving room for negotiation possibilities?
What possibility now? For who?
Merger, coalition.
No, I'm open to that. I've said that, but I'm not going to sit in a bedroom to make.
Except that you're making a case that even though I'm open to that, but I gotta be the arrowhead.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I don't feel entitled. I am not going back to run as representative. That is very clear.
Mm-hmm.
If there is an arrangement and the data show that I'm not the person for the opposition to choose to hear, I will respect that data because that is the will of the Liberian people. All I say is I'm not going to go in a room with a few people to determine the fate of this country. That's why opposition or coalition don't win. Because when you make this decision, you must do it in consultation with the people. And anything less than, because Chief, in 2028, CMC would have been around for at least 3 years. We would have reached all over this country. We would have made the impact we want to make. And we believe that when the Liberian people are asked among the opposition party, who you think should lead the way, we believe that that would be CMC. If for some reason that is not us, we accept that outcome.
Let's talk a little bit about your projects in Bong and Margibi, specifically because those are the counties, you know, once upon a time there was some issue about the Bong project. We understood, clearing started. And then in Margibi, every time you venture into Margibi, there's different politics. Oh, they didn't want to run here. No, you're not running. Oh, you didn't want. CMC promised the people. They didn't deliver. Let's talk about your projects in those two counties. Are you doing something? What about the
Well, the work in Bongan is going on. The rain has slowed us down now. So we have to wait for another 2-3 months to complete that. In Margibi, we are working there. We have delivered 500 bags of cement. So the people are now molding the.
It's a bridge project too?
No, it's a school,
Okay.
a high school. So they were molding that. Actually, as a matter of fact, tomorrow our machine will arrive in Magibi to do some work where we're building our own structure. Like I told you, we're gonna build a garrison in Magibi. So I'm building my own house there, and then we're
Which part of
gonna going towards Kafiat. No, not Kafiat Town. Going towards Konola Way there. Yeah, going towards Konola, going towards Bonkante.
Why Magibi?
So,
why
Magibi
have you strategically chosen Magibi? By the way, can you clear something for me? You want to run as president. Claire, you're not running in Magibi. Claire. Assuming you didn't run as president because you said, well, when we sit in the room and discuss data approve, do you have any intention for public office in Magibi, elected office?
People have asked me this question, and I think that at the end of the day, I don't believe that question is inappropriate.
Why?
Because I've told you what I want, right?
Mm-hmm.
So why are you asking me another question?
Again, you're a politician. Sometimes all hands are on deck.
Yes.
Except because probably they could be in the room, most of the they could get convinced that the data has shown that I can make it. So I will have a change in mind. I'm not going back to Lima. Especially at the time when you're strategically trying to build a company in Magibi, we should be concerned.
I believe in Magibi. I believe in what Magibi can give the CMC. And I'm going to build a house there. In the next 2 days, actually tomorrow, our machine will arrive in Magibi to start clearing a place for me to build a house. I will build, if not the strongest, the third or fourth strongest basis of the CMC in Magibi. And we'll build a political coalition in Magibi.
Why is it so
in my quest? Listen, in my quest for the presidency, you see, Chief, as a politician, I have values, I have respect. You see, many people don't know. You probably ask, why did Edwin Snow go to Bomi? But what people don't know is that he was born there. In Norway, Kenya. That's where Edwin Snow was born. But people don't know that. Otherwise, it wouldn't make sense for him to go there. I have no such relationship with Magibi. I'm not born there. I have no relative there. I'm faithful in Magibi because of what I want to achieve as president of this country.
You think it can help you?
Yes. So when people are going around talking about, look, I'm from Nimakande. I'm a proud son of Nimakande. And I believe that the easiest thing for me to do was for me to run in Monserrado in one of those places and win as representative. I chose to go home. All right? Nothing was more difficult than that, but than winning in that district of mine. So all these other things.
Sometimes you politicians look up for number.
I believe in number. Magibi has it.
Magibi isn't populated like Bong isn't populated like
That's not true.
Like Bassa, I don't want to talk about
No, you just made a mistake. Magibi is more populated than Bassa.
Okay, maybe we need
Magibi, Monserrado 1, Nimba 2,
Bong
3, Lofa 4, Magibi come 5.
Okay, we'll check.
There are 6 big counties in
I'm just trying to
Liberia.
wrap my head beyond why you strategically choosing Magibi.
I will not tell you, but I know why. And I'm telling you now, within a year
but
time.
I know there's a reason. Beyond what you say on the radio.
Yes.
There's something beyond.
There are political reasons. There are serious. Yes. It's strategy. I will not tell you about strategy. I got a plan for Magibi. But you want me to come tell you here so that the people can start doing what I say I will do?
You want to be grounded in its politics? You want to properly be part of the 2029 election in determining who its leaders are supposed to be?
I, along with other good citizens of Magibi County, will determine the fate of Magibi and along the way determine the fate of Liberia.
What's your friendship with Senators Emmanuel Nukwe and Nathaniel McGill?
Nathaniel McGill is my very good friend. We're very, very close. Beyond politics. I mean, we knew each other way back, you know, even before he became the Minister of State. He was at Telecom Maggie might come from whereby he was a telecom, he was a procurement officer there, and we used to do business with them. We used to supply them fuel every month and stuff like that. So I've known Maggie for a long time. And then Senator Nukwe, I got to know Senator Nukwe through Mrs. Medina Wise, via the President Salif, and then Fonati Kofa.
He's a very good friend too.
Yes, we've been very good. We have some rough edges, but that's politics. Those things can come and they can go. I don't believe in the permanence of political enmity. If you and I have to fight, I will have no reason to draw back to fight you.
Really?
But no, I don't draw back for any fight. But if tomorrow that fight is no longer necessary, I don't hesitate to make peace. So
have you made peace with him? Because I know you were rough. You, meaning both of you, and all the things that
happened. Eventually, even though we haven't made peace, but I'm not interested in fighting Senator Nukwe because I think we have two different directions. He has different ambition. I have different ambition. Our ambition don't collide. But I'm not afraid of him. And if at any time he attempts to fight me, I'll fight him more.
You'll fight him more?
Yeah. If he throw one stone at me, I will throw 10 stones at him. But if he doesn't throw stone at me at all, I will not throw stone at him. He and I have been friends. We've known each other. We've had respect for each other, and we have so many people in common. And I don't intend to fight him. But again, if he fight me, I will fight him back. And if he fight someone that is close to me politically, that means he is against my interests. I can also fight him. And also, if
well, let's hold on Musa Hassan Bility there for a little bit and introduce the show to you here this evening. Again, want to say welcome to all of you. Welcome to the Heat Hour show here on BKS TV. On the Heat Hour, we see dialogue and not confrontation. We see words and bullets. 11 minutes past 8 o'clock in Liberia, making it 11 minutes past 10 o'clock in Kigali, Rwanda, where I sit here this evening. And this is how I'd like to welcome all of you to the Heat Hour show here on BKS TV. On the Heat Hour, we see dialogue and not confrontation. We see words and not bullets. Let's speak a little bit of colloquial here this evening. We'll be hosting Musa Hassan Bility here tonight as our guest. Bility join us on the show as we'll be discussing a couple of issues ranging from his invitation to attend the CDC it's a CDC anniversary in Grand Jida County, and also all of those things that have been happening in Nima of late, from Wilmot Pay comment on the radio about his removal from the Ministry of Mines and Energy. We'll be asking him all of those questions here tonight. But Zulu Whiskey is chock this evening, Zulu Whiskey is packed, and a lot has been going on in Zulu Whiskey. We've been seeing Senator Nyandi Twine of Nima County firing at opposition political leaders who were invited to attend the CDC anniversary. But again, a lot has been going on. A lot has been going on. But let's go to the gist in Nima County, and let's bring you some of the major happenings in Nima County to us. Well, this may come as a surprise to many of us, But here is it though. CDC is having her anniversary in Grand Jida County, but the senator of Nima County talked to his Facebook page this afternoon in Liberia, and he wrote this: "No matter how much I love you, I can never go to your house to celebrate your birthday while you absent by choice." And then he put Grand Jida with that kind of emoji of smiling and stuff like that. But when he put that emoji, when he responded to that, former district number 4 representative, Councillor Garrison Dode Yelu, didn't stop there. He also came in with a very strong rebuttal and a very strong firing response to that. He said, before ferreting over birthday attendance, you're worried about the drug pipeline flourishing right under your administration nose. A man who loves his house doesn't leave the back door wide open. Worry less about the party, worry more about the collapses. So this is all Nima affairs. This is all Nima affairs. I'm trying to call Nima County Chairman, the Chairman of CDC in Nima County, Mr. Regina Mann, to give us some updates from Zulu Whiskey this evening. What are the things that are happening there? But I think Regina is out of coverage area. But I know he will speak to us before we leave the show here this evening to give us the momentum from Grand Jide County. Our reporter Romeo Usage Jr. is also there. We'll try to get to him to give us the momentum from Grand Jide County. How is the atmosphere in that area too as well? But again, we'll be hosting Honorable Musa Hassan Belete on the show here this evening, and it's going to be a wonderful, wonderful conversation, a very great conversation here. Let's bring you some of the major happenings across Liberia. Let's bring you some of the major happenings across Liberia. Today, a lot has been going on. One of the major things we saw today is President Josiah Yuma Boaka suspend the NCHR chair, Mr. Dexter Brown, over allegations of forgery and abuse of office as the Justice Ministry launches an investigation into the issue. Also, part of our headlines here this evening, the Liberia Drugs Enforcement Agency destroyed over 7 million worth of seized narcotic in River G County as authorities intensify anti-drug awareness campaign nationwide. And also, former Representative Akaros Moses Gray predicts a first-round victory for former President George Weah and the CDC in the 2029 general and presidential elections. Well, away from Liberia, a landmark child marriage trial begins in Sierra Leone as 4 men face court under new child marriage prohibition law. Well, this is it too as well. These are the major stories. But another headlines we got for you here this evening. Abraham Nkrumah returns to Boaka's administration. Abraham Nkrumah served as the former Justice Enforcement Agency, I don't know, the director or the OIC. But right now he has been appointed as the national crackdown on illegal mining in the country. He has been appointed as the chairman. So he resurfaced in the Boaka's led administration. We also bring you more details of that story here too tonight as the show unfolds. And a lot has been going on in Liberia. So many people been throwing jabs at each other. A lot been happening. But let's go back to Representative Musa Hassan Belete, and we'll be right back with the show. Stay with us.
If our interests align in the future, we will work together. The people say politics has no permanent enemy. You know that.
You've made peace with Senator Moe. That's what I heard.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, because Senator Moe and myself agree that there was absolutely no reason for us to fuss. Wow. You have to. Parents, I don't see politics in a way that the only way to be prominent in politics is to be on other people's interest. Senator Moe want to be senator of Bonkande. I want to be senator of Bonkande. I want to be senator of Bonkande. So, look, if former president Weah attacks me, if President Boka attacks me, I will attack them. Because those are the yes. But all the other people there, tell me something. When last did you hear me?
Wow. Let me say good evening to all of you and welcome Vex Healing to the Heat Tower program. DK, what's up? How you doing, Chief?
What's man? Let me happy y'all.
I got serious problem with that man.
So my man Alfonso CEO, I have a complaint which I was told to just mention it on the show, not in the back.
Don't be a father copy. A father myself. I'm a political advisor. Don't be a copy.
Alfonso said I should bring it on the show. I shouldn't carry the back. So I think you know already what's going on. But it's great to have you guys here this evening.
I'm a political advisor that he myself will handle our thing in Grand Jide.
Well, that's great. Before we go to another issue, how you guys doing? Let's hear from you. What's on your mind while we are waiting on our ability to join us in studio?
Great, man. It's been wonderful. I'm excited to be back on here today. We'll be hosting Honorability. You should be joining us here within the next 5-10 minutes. A lot of great things happening. You know, I've been following. The reason I'm laughing, I've been following the jobs our brothers are throwing at each other when it comes to the Grand Jita stuff in Grand Jita. I couldn't start laughing. But yeah, a lot of great things happening in Nima County. Things are happening there. Monrovia, I mean the entire country. So we look forward to discussing some trending issues, major issues. I know Honorability is not going to hold back when it comes to discussing national issue, Nima County issue. I think it's the right time to even have him on here. He's on his way to Grand Jita too, so he's one of the major opposition leader that has been invited. So he will talk to us about that in details. But overall, wonderful. Looking forward to having a great show.
Well, it's great to have you on here this evening. I know a lot has been happening in Nima. It's always Nima County. Always Nima County. The G's is from Nima, development is from Nima, politics is from Nima, everything is from Nima. So, DK would say most of the major political parties were established in Nima. Some of them came from Nima County, like the leg of the UP. DK, it's great to have you on here this evening. Are you speaking to us from Zulu Whiskey?
No, but before Zulu Whiskey thing, I know you talk about our brother AB Promon going back into the rescue government. We have another Nima brother. In fact, he's from District 5, Booyah, Prince B. Maluba.
AB went to government as what?
He's the chairperson for that new committee the president funded to help crack down on illegal mining activities.
Okay.
Yeah, he's the chairperson. So on that team, they have our big brother Prince Maluba on there too, from District 5. So we are excited for that. We congratulate the rescue government for that. But DK, I think Junior asking you if you are speaking to her from Zwedru.
He asking me for Zulu Whiskey.
Are you speaking
But
to us?
I'm not on Facebook, so I don't know any. I don't know anything that happening. Politics while when it comes to anything, I'm not on Facebook, so you guys have to just let me know what's happening.
Well, CDC hosting her 22nd anniversary was tend to be corrected. But then a lot has been happening, especially from Nima, from the angle of Nima County. Senator Nyan Twine talked to his Facebook page, showing a little jabs at opposition leaders who were invited to attend.
The thing is in Sweden, so the thing is in Sweden, so then what happened in Nima?
They are we coming to the Nima issue now. So two sons from Nima, Senator Nyan Twine and former Representative Garrison Dode Yelu. The two of them have been going back and forth with I don't know what I should call that back and forth, but they have been throwing jabs on each other.
DK, Garrison, that CDC, and then Senator Nyan Twine is a bona fide unity partisan. So Senator Twine made the post, and then Garrison thought it was worth responding to. You're now on Facebook, so you don't know what happened. That's why.
No, the real question now is, TK, why you left Facebook?
Well, man, that one you don't have to look at that. Man, private stuff down there. Man, private thing.
Since when I in Yale, that's why I left. Since when I in Yale, that's why I left. It's interesting, but Tony, next year the election fever will be already on, so we will expect most of this thing happening. So why the issue is saver is good.
No, it's a
yeah. Other than that, what next? You said what the need of the commission?
Crack down on illicit mining. If I stand to be correct.
Yeah, that's the name. So their job, their function will be to crack down on illegal mining. So
how was it established by executive order or what?
The scene with the yellow machine was something was established.
So
When was that done?
Today.
today, so
Okay.
the president made two different appreciating things this evening. I don't know whether I should tell it that way. The first thing he did was to organize a task force. He established a task force to combat the illicit mining activities across the country. Abraham Krumah was appointed as the chairman, and then our district number 5, Big Brother, some of us father, was also appointed on that committee. And it's an executive order 167.
Yeah, okay, that's it. Yeah, 167.
Executive order number 167. So followed by that, the president also made release another executive order. Executive order. I'm trying to get the number here correct, but he released an executive order banning the export of unprocessed natural rubber to boost local manufacturing. This one I have more interest
So
in it.
can I get something? That executive order about crack down illicit mining is good. What are we saying? The Ministry of Lands and Mines is not working?
Well, this
Or
is
the Ministry of Lands and Mines is giving lesson to anybody to operate. Because that
Yeah.
is telling us that the Ministry of Lands and Mines has some license. And the
I
president
agree with
is
you.
forming another committee for enforcement.
I agree with you, DK. I 100% agree with you. But I think we should think of it more like creating job opportunities for people who are not employed.
When they say government creating job, you don't put bread on the budget. Government creating job is to create job for private sector. When everybody, all the obvious governments are, how much will be from the budget to go towards development?
Well, this is the government, DK.
Create an
This is your
opportunity.
government.
Bring Amazon. Bring Dangote. Bring different people to create job for people.
No,
When you
DK,
bring
I
all
agree with
the
you.
burden of government, our budget is what they say half a million. 80% of that budget go to recurring expenses. Which one will go to for development?
DK,
Yeah, you
I
pay
100%.
salary.
I agree.
Anyway.
I agree with you. I agree with you, DK. When I read through this thing today, there is no other explanation about these things. You cannot have a ministry responsible for these things, and then you still go to establish an executive order setting up a specialized committee to go after those things. In a simple explanation, you're saying that the ministry is not working, so we have to put a team there to help the ministry or to do the work of the ministry. Same as the yellow machine committee that is set up. But again, what can we say? This is your government, DK. We will not go above the executive order. We cannot say anything about the executive order. We just have to, accept it as it is. Executive order 167. What impact it has on the Liberian people? The impact is the Ministry of Mines and Energy is not working. So they're bringing
The mistake most people make. The mistake most people make is, okay, you are part of this, and so you should not have an independent opinion. My argument to you when you say, oh, they are creating job, fine. I want for people to work. Now, we did the same thing with Yellow Machine. We left Ministry of Public Works. Ministry of Public Works is unable to manage that. We gave it to another. That committee is requesting for 50 million. You know what 50 million was doing in the country? That 50 million, how many districts we have? 73. Get 500,000 each with a district for development. To say, take for instance, Booyah take 500,000. We Booyah say 500,000. We want to build one decent high school with 250,000 or 400,000. We're using 200,000 to send children from Booyah to go to school, to go to Kigali, to go to Uganda. Our focus is we want to have the best education system. You say 20 to 25. The specialized account. And government private is not to just overload the payroll. And all the money you generate from taxes, you just pay people's salary. Which one will go towards development?
DK, I agree
And
with
so,
you, right?
yeah. And so, lastly, We have inspectors at the Ministry of Lands and Mine for enforcing illicit mining and everything. Now we have another committee set up by executive order. Just that is Liberia for you. Go ahead.
So I agree with you, DK. Now here is it though. The reason why I said they are creating job is our government is very lazy. They do not have any other means to create jobs for people except they fabricate things within the government or within ministry and agency to create jobs for ordinary people. They are not going into the private sector. DK, KFC is almost in every African country. KFC is not in Liberia. KFC is in Rwanda. KFC is in Ghana. McDonald's is in Ghana. McDonald's just came to Rwanda. These are places you create jobs for the ordinary people, but they are not doing it. And you know that the forsaken part about it, the president will go to sack someone from his government and bring the person back and say, yeah, come by and come serve. The other place I took you from, I'm not satisfied. That's what they did to A.B. Kroman. You took someone from the government for not performing, and you're bringing the person back. I don't know when the president will reshuffle his entire cabinet. I don't know, because this is not working for us. We cannot keep spending taxpayer money. The reason why I say is the means of creating jobs is because that's the only way the government can create jobs for the ordinary people. They are not doing anything creative outside of government to go to the private sector. So, this is your government, DK. We wish you guys the best. You can do everything you can. But again, the president released Executive Order 166. 166 is to not export unprocessed rubbers outside of Liberia. So moving forward, we're looking up to Firestone, the biggest exporter in the country, to see what they can do beginning July 1st of this year. What they can do to start producing some stuff in Liberia, starting from the dishes, starting from the shower slipper and all of those things. We are expecting Firestone to start producing it now in Liberia. And again, I want to appreciate the president for this executive order, and I hope and pray that it will be renewed every year. If possible, we can even make it into a permanent law that the House of Legislature will concur with, or the House of Legislature will make it with a law and send it to the Senate for concurrence, and then we can have it as a permanent law in a country that we cannot export unprocessed rubber. And I think this is the beginning of progress. Moving forward, maybe we can go to other mining sectors like those that are mining gold within our country. We cannot export unprocessed gold outside of Liberia. We can also move to the iron ore sector too as well. We cannot export unprocessed iron ore outside of Liberia. This will be good for our country. This is the way the government will provide jobs for the ordinary citizen and her citizens. So, maybe the president is trying. In my opinion, the president is doing very well with this Executive Order 166. I think the president is doing very well, and I must give it up to him. Executive Order 167, do I have a take in it? No. Do I appreciate that? No. Does it mean that the Ministry of Mines and Energy is not working? Yes. I think that's the only explanation and answer we can give to the committee set up by the Executive Order 167. And I think the president, I don't know who are those advising the president, because this is like overlapping of functions and responsibilities. So if the inspector of the Ministry of Mines and Energy go to maybe Nima County to inspect, and then he sees the other committee set up by the president, and then they do their inspecting, and he said, this is my jurisdiction. The committee set up by the president saying, you do not have a jurisdiction, this is my jurisdiction. It feels embarrassing. It feels awkward. And I don't think this is the trend that we Liberians want to follow. CEO, welcome. Norway is playing England this evening. I don't know what the score is currently, but let's hear you from the water sports.
I think I got, before we go to the water sports, I think I have, I'll play devil's advocate here tonight. And I think I have a different take on the one that has the A.B. Kroman. I think so. We need to try to get the details of it, what their function will be, what they are for. I know the just nominated them. We don't know what the details will be, but it could be that the illicit money and all this stuff is becoming so rampant where the government, all lands and mines, the ministry is not equipped enough to be able to enforce it. So if you look on that list that you see the enforcement part of it, you see most of those folks that are either prior law enforcement folks on there who will help when it comes to the security and all that part. So that caught my
So,
attention.
CEO,
Yeah.
before you continue, I beg you, let me cut you off. Everything the president said here is exactly the responsibility of the Ministry of Mines and Energy. Whereas Article 7 of the 1986 Constitution, bam. Then you go to whereas illicit mining undermines revenue generation. This is where the Ministry of Mines and Energy comes in. No one can mine within the country without getting, a lesson. And before you get a lesson, you have to go to the Ministry of Mines and Energy. So the Ministry of Mines and Energy has supervisors across the 15 counties, the length and breadth of Liberia, going everywhere, inspecting on a daily basis.
Or maybe the supervisors are not doing the work the way they're supposed to do it.
So there where my point comes in now to say it means the Ministry of Mines and Energy is not working. So the government the president has to reshuffle his entire cabinet.
Yeah.
The president has to reshuffle the entire
I'm trying
cabinet.
to find the details there, but I can't find it. I'm trying to.
Let me send this to you. This is the full details of it.
I'm trying to find it to be able to speak on that. But,
so before I send it to you, the mandate of the task force is 7. Now, number 1, they say to investigate mining activities nationwide to detect unauthorized illegal mining activities. This is the work of the Ministry of Mines and Energy. 2, to halt all mining operation found to be illegal. This is the work of the Ministry of Mines and Energy. 3, to confiscate and place under government custody all equipment used in illicit mining. This is the work of the Ministry of Mines and Energy.
And I agree.
4, arrest all violators involved in illegal mining and forward them to the Ministry of Justice for prosecution, detain them where necessary in keeping with the law.
So
only the Ministry of Mines and Energy has the authority to forward people to the Ministry of Justice for illegal mining. Now you bring in another committee and giving them the same responsibility that the Ministry of Mines and Energy have. Isn't this a confusion? So what will happen if the Ministry of Mines and Energy, who is trained, these people are trained and qualified people to work in that department? They are the one that will detect, say this person is doing illegal mining. They are the one that will say this person is not doing illegal mining. A.B. Kroma, what knowledge does A.B. Kroma have in the engineering field? See, let me be real here now. How can A.B. Kroma go to a place and know say the person is doing illegal mining?
Or maybe they'll be working with the lands and mines and energy. I don't think they are going.
Then it means the Ministry of Mines and Energy is not working because the Ministry of Mines and Energy have trained supervisors that goes on the field. When they say illicit money, it doesn't mean
I've seen men that we've been having for decades who are there and nothing straight, even from the previous government to the current government. So
you should agree with me, CEO, that the government or the president needs to reshuffle the entire cabinet.
Yeah, I agree with you that the function there somehow may sound overlapping and things. I don't disagree with you on that, but I think the president knows, or he's aware of the lack of effectiveness when it comes to the way. This
is another responsibility I'll give to them before you continue. If you go to number 6, they say news force where necessary, subject to prior approval of the AFL and the Liberia National Police High Command.
It's hard to really talk because we don't know the details, the job description of the guys at Lands and Mines there, what level or what authority they have and how far they can go.
For me, I know the details.
You got it by the book? You got it details?
For me, I have the details here. If maybe I can just get it from here and just read it to the public for understanding sake, and we can do that. We most definitely would do that, because this is totally out of order. AB Kroma is a military person. He's an enforcement person.
It was a
You
law
can't.
enforcement.
He's a law enforcement person. You can't tell AB Kroma to go identify illicit mining. Now, why, in case the Ministry of Mines and Energy gave maybe class B mining lesson to Mr. Alvin Seka to mine in any part of Liberia, and AB Kroma goes there, he does not understand how class B mining lesson work, but he reached on a few, he see the few scatter, and then he used his discretion, which is given to him in number 6 here, to use force. And he started to use force on ordinary Liberian citizens.
But you just said that, it say in collaboration with AFL and the police, right? You know what you said earlier?
Yeah, so it means they will have to go to the police and then get a permit from them, or they will go with a police officer on the field. My only confusion here is, where will the supervisors be? In order to detect that something is illicit, it means it is illegal. Now, you are not satisfied to determine whether mining activities in the country is illegal. The only person that is satisfied to do that is the Ministry of Mines and Energy, not even the Justice Ministry.
I mean, Fumba, I said I'm trying to play devil's advocate here, so it doesn't mean that I agree with it 100%. Yeah, you know, but here's the deal, though. I don't think this is going to change the details when it comes to what the ministry does, right? The ministry will continue to regulate the mining sector. Nothing's going to change. They will continue to create their laws and the regulation when it comes to protecting all that. But this team, from my understanding, their goal is to specifically illicit mining to target that.
So, see, how do you
have you seen the ministry? Have you seen the ministry?
I've seen the ministry.
Very, very small. You see the whole country, the winner.
But how do you? Okay, this is if I could recommend to the president, Mr. President, tell the Ministry of Mines and Energy, set up a specialized committee that will focus specifically on illicit mining activities in the country. Because these are people trained and qualified in engineering work. These are the supervisor you see on the field. There are people that do mining engineering and all of those things. So they are satisfied to detect whether this is illicit mining or this is not illicit mining and all of those things. But bringing AB Kroma, that we know to be a law enforcement officer. Now, AB can work with the police to enforce illicit mining. When the Ministry of Mines and Energy go to them and say, okay, this person is refusing to do this, then they can go there to enforce the law. But you can set up a specialized committee giving them exactly the same role of the Ministry of Mines and Energy. The only difference that this committee have is they cannot issue a lesson. That's the only difference they have.
And so I'm going through the stuff here, but if you read it carefully, you will notice that the Mines and Energy ministry is also part of the task force.
So you then agree with me that it means the Ministry of Mines and Energy is not working. Because if the president will set up a task force and you got supervisors on the field who are responsible for these things, then it means the Ministry of Mines and Energy not working.
For me, I won't say they are not working. I would say probably the job, they got a lot of responsibility. Maybe they got a lot of job and they don't have enough staff to be able to effectively
ask the ministry to recruit staff, not to set up a specialized committee.
Again, I don't know the details behind that, but looking at it from from just the release, and when you look at it and you try to break it down from my thinking, I think that because I've been to that ministry, I've seen it. It's very small. One of the smaller ministries they got in Liberia, with a small little building over there. So
here is my analysis on this thing that was set up, right?
Let me come in now. With the amount of illegal mining that is going on in Liberia, and with the amount of gold and diamonds and natural resources we have in Liberia, the way the men are stealing that thing over there. If you don't put any effective system in place to try to curtail it will be late before we know it will be late. So I think the president is probably trying to get ahead of it, trying to help when it comes to curtailing. There's a lot of work to do. A lot of work. It's not just the ministry alone. All Liberians, everyone else, the police, the other law enforcement, everybody need to help. So bringing these guys on board to help, with the enforcement, I think it's going to send a message also to the people. Just like playing football. So now you're playing the game. Instead of changing the whole thing, you gotta bring some new players in to be able to help reinforce the game. So that's my thing. Are there going to be some overlapping function? Absolutely. Should the government, instead of creating new task force, have the lands and mines and energy, or create, let's say, hire more people, recruit? I agree with that. I agree with that 100%. So maybe this could be an emergency, trying to put a band-aid on the sore and try to find a solution to it. That's my take.
So, CEO, the frustrating part of this discussion we are having is, if you call many of those ministers and have a conversation with them, they will tell you that we do not have the budget to operate to our full capacity. That's what is keeping them behind. So instead of you going to establish a committee to help the Ministry of Mines and Energy, why not invest that money into the ministry so that they can have the budget to operate to their full potential? Instead of going to set up a committee to operate on the yellow machine, why not invest the money into the Ministry of Public Works so that they can be able to operate to their full potentials? But you set up a specific committee. These people still trying for budgetary allocation. The executives set up the budget. They know that these people need much money. Now, the specialized committee set up for the yellow machine, we are told that they are operating on a 50 million budget. So if you were going to give that money to the Ministry of Public Works, it would have helped them a long way. But again, it's difficult. You cannot have supervisors in all of the counties, all of the districts within a county, and then you go to set up a specialized committee. I think this is a means to just create jobs for those people who supported the Unity Party, but they are not working. So they just trying to create a job for them. And the worst part about this executive order is that these people don't go for confirmation hearing. They start their work immediately, effectively.
Yeah.
Immediate effectively. Their budget is not scrutinized by the legislature. The executive just send in the budget that they want. The only thing the legislature can do is to use their oversight responsibility to call on those people to question them. Oh, the president set up your committee. What have you been doing with the money? That's the only thing. But they cannot scrutinize them. But if it was something to be scrutinized, I don't think Abraham Nkrumah would be the best person to go and sit and say you are doing illicit mining. We will arrest you, we'll do this, we'll do that, because Abraham Nkrumah has no engineering background to detect whether someone is doing illicit mining. It is only people that are satisfied by the Ministry of Mines and Energy as supervisors.
And I want the ministry folks are on the tax force for. So he'll be going there with some of the supervisors. The supervisor will be the one to identify the illicit money, and then A.B. Nkrumah and all the other guys who have law enforcement background will use their expertise to be able to work with the law enforcement to be able to curtail it. That's, again, I'm not backing them here. I'm just playing devil's advocate. That's what I see.
And I want to convince you very much that you should just stop doing the devil advocacy and just join me and let's condemn the act of the government. Executive Order 167, that's an X for me. No devil advocacy. Executive Order 167 is an X for me.
All right, G. We hear you. So yeah, our guest will be joining us here soon. On ability. I really want to hear from him. The man, they invited a man to Grand G there as one of the major opposition leaders. And he has been firing lately when it comes to NIMBA activities and stuff like that. So I look forward to hearing from him. I'm eager to hear his side of things and some of the things he's been speaking on. The making always fire for Secular Appeal, right? And always do your thing and fire for Secular Appeal. So we look forward to having him here to continue on this wonderful conversation. But yeah, to I don't know what's your next topic, but I want to talk a little bit about the fact that former President Weah is not in Grand
So
Duty.
there where I was coming, and I
Okay,
think I want us to keep it for
for the boss,
a
right?
representative, yeah, for
Yeah,
a representative,
let me
and
see if
then
I
we
can
can have,
call him. Yeah,
yeah.
so
So
we can
let's
take
do
a
that.
break and see if I can reach out to him. Yeah.
Okay, great. So while we go for a break, let's bring you updates from the Warriors of Sport here next evening. Tunisia is playing Netherlands, and the game has finished. It finished at 3-1 in favor of the Netherlands too as well. We can safely say that Netherlands has qualified for the round of 32 in the FIFA World Cup. Japan also plays Sweden today. The game ended 1-1. And of course, it's also safe to say that the Netherlands and Japan have qualified for the round of 32 in the FIFA World Cup too as well. Portugal also play Australia today, and the game ended 0-0. And we can safely say that the USA, Australia, and Portugal have qualified for the round of 32 in this group too as well. And last night, from my end, Turkey played the USA with Turkey winning 2 goals to 0 too as well. And currently, we have Senegal
No,
playing
no,
Iran.
Turkey they win 2-0, well 3-2.
3-2, sorry.
Don't yeah, don't
3-2.
don't don't play. Oh, don't play with the Americans. Where are you?
Thank you for coming in there. So
Yeah.
as we speak, Norway is playing France, and the game is 3-1 in favor of France. As we speak, France is in the lead by Dembele scoring a hat trick. This is the second hat trick in the entire FIFA World Cup. The first person to score a hat trick was Lionel Messi, followed by Ousmane Dembele, the striker from the Paris Saint-Germain football club too as well. Senegal is currently playing Iraq. Okay, and of course the game is 5-0, 5-0 in favor of Senegal. And we can safely say that France, Norway, and Senegal might qualify from this group, and we advance to the round of 32 in the FIFA World Cup too as well. Those are the major games for today. Tomorrow we'll see Cape Verde playing Saudi Arabia. We'll see Hungary playing Spain. Egypt will be playing Iran. New Zealand will be playing the Belgian, and that will be Group H and Group G playing tomorrow. And I think that might climax the first round of the FIFA World Cup, and will be advancing to the round of 32 starting from next week too as well. CEO, welcome, and let's welcome you to the show. See how it is. So get to all.
The man at data, you gotta add data to the man. You know, man at data,
Doctor,
data.
doctor, see how it is. You know, when I call the man doctor, the man is not speaking serious to me. So I don't want.
Chris, in the comment section disturbing. Chris, my man, start disturbing. You want kind of show, start disturbing. But I think I'm really disappointed in Tunisia. Yeah, I'm highly disappointed. I thought they were going to do better. They won there. I think they are the least performing African team so far in the tournament. So they didn't
Yes.
do anything correct. Senegal, with these 5 goals, I can guarantee you that they have gone up, and they will be one of the third position folks to
Yeah,
qualify.
they might qualify from the third position.
No, they will. I might. They will because they got a lot of goals. So you look at the ranking, they are way up there. They were at the bottom, but they are up there now. So I think Senegal has, from what I heard, they have some issues, on camp and from the government. They're working on that because this is not a Senegal team that we know that you are used to seeing. My elephants, Ivory Coast, man, I'm so proud of those guys. They are doing extremely well. This tournament, I predict Ivory Coast, Ghana.
You can be saying that Ivory Coast is doing well and then you speak in English. That would not do justice
No,
to
no,
us
man,
as a country.
I
So
have to
you got
get
to
French
speak
there.
French.
So Ivory Coast, Ghana, and Morocco. Those three teams, I foresee one of them or two of them going to the knockout, to the semifinal. I think they have what it takes to be able to go up there. But now it's going to be a really interesting part going forward. Cape Verde, that's a good team that you don't want to sleep on, but I think they did well. But yeah, overall, the World Cup, I think is going to go down as one of the best World Cup. Shelton, I know you've been watching. Some people, I think it was the same Junior man, his concern when it started was, oh, the people are not going to come to the stadium, the immigration thing, people are not going to come. But if you watch the World Cup, there's not a single game, even the ones that have no significance for the folks that are going back home, you'll see the stadiums are all packed full. That tells you that America is ready for football now, and this World Cup is probably going to go down as one of the best World Cup. But overall, I'm excited to see Ghana, Ivory Coast, Morocco uh, keep moving forward. Let me see if I can get to our guests here, guys. We need to get our guests on here to get this show going. But Shawty, what you been up to, Chief?
Shouted, good evening, welcome to the show here. It's evening, it's great to have you. And it's a pleasure to have you on the show here. How you doing, Shouted?
How are you, CEO?
I'm good, Chief.
Biggest CEO on the blog, man. It's been a little hectic days for me these few days. So, John, what's up?
Well, we hear you guys level with Rwanda, so
Congratulations in advance, man.
Thank you, Chief. So I can safely say that I will be a master student very soon, LIM. So you can start putting all the LIM things together for me. I just need one G-Wagon, two helicopter, and then maybe 3 needle horse. The needle horse you can talk about, bro.
Yeah.
But let's hear you here this evening. Let's go back a little bit. You just joining. Senator Nyan Twine has something to say about the opposition political leaders who are going to Grand Jida County to celebrate CDC 22nd anniversary. According to Senator Twine, he said, you can't go to celebrate somebody's birthday when the person is not to their own house by choice. And that's the fact. The former president, who is the political leader of the CDC, is out of Liberia. We are told that he's watching his son play, or he's watching the FIFA World Cup. But District 4 former representative, Councillor Garrison daughter, Yelu, also fired back by saying, start looking for something far off. Talk about the one I read inside your house, the drug issue. But what say you on this? Do you think Senator Nyan is right? In my opinion, Senator Nyan is right. I would not say I'm going to Siawete also celebrate Siawete birthday, and Siawete is not there. And Siawete is my friend. Which kind of loyalty or love am I showing to Siawete in his absence? What am I planning behind Siawete? So I think in this perspective, for me, I agree with Senator Nyan Twine. But let's hear you, Chief.
Well, John, we speak on this issue sometimes. They look at it in different form and manner. But the reality is, former President Weah, I don't think most time he's in a position to do some of these things. That's why I can say, because, and equally, it's not strange to me that you have such a major event and you, as a standard bearer of the political party, will be out. To my recollection, in 2022, we had the president spending 45 days out of the country during the World Cup, where President Weah spent 45 days, close to 60 days. You live in East Africa, you know why it is for a president to even spend a week out. I'm not saying this to say, oh, maybe because, there will be war and so. But in a serious, environment where you got a president living for 45 days plus, 1 month plus. So to me, these things are not really strange to me.
And I think that was the time we were doing the census in the country, if I stand to be correct.
Yeah, 2022. So to me, it's no strange to me where you have governance issue in the country, a lot of cases everywhere, corruption cases, and a lot of things were happening that the president needed to address. He was out. One more, he's not in position. So to me, it's no strange to me. It's just, Senator Twine is just making his position as, a political person. But with the with the presence of those political leaders, while the standard bearer of the party is not there, to me, they would do their own justification. But in my mind, I mean, I feel that people want to showcase themselves. They are leaning on the CDC, to, in other words, maybe get popularity or get relevance and what have you. But if it was in my case, the CDC, if they were not ready, because it is President Weah who is the arrowhead of the CDC. The party chairman, all these people who go to that rally, they are going to see and hear the message because he's the leading opposition leader. So even Garrison Yellow, the rest of the guys hold microphone and shout the loudest. The center of that discussion is the Congress for Democratic Change. The Congress for Democratic Change.
And also too that the former president will speak by telephone or by
I'm not to speak about it today. You said no, I'm not speak, but then you're lying. See how to speak about it.
So you asked me.
Yeah, so see how I ask you.
You're quiet, see.
So I ask you purposely, but let's keep it short. Representative Ability is coming here. He's also one of those that is invited. And there is a revelation that someone made to me today that the reason why many of these political party leaders are going, opposition political party leaders are going for the convention is because they want to get a good side of former President Weah so they can contest his ticket as vice president. I don't know how true it is, but if we have representativeness here tonight, who is the political leader of the citizen movement for change, he will answer those questions for us. So just keep it brief so we can have a lengthy dialogue on it here this evening.
Yeah, I mean it's good, but John, man, I think there is not honorability for me. I don't want to cast down him because President Weah is his personal friend, and besides they have a long-standing relationship. He been part of the opposition, I think from 2017 when he joined the Liberty Party, resigned from the United Party. So for me, he's the opposition leader, and he had a personal relationship with President Weah. So, he had supported President Weah before, even in the 2017 round of election. So it's no strange thing today. The only thing I see is just, the absence, of President Weah. I don't know what justification they have because they are institution. They are going to represent their institution. They are going as a standard bearer. Are they going to report to the chairman of the party, or they are going to report to whom? Because now every standard bearer will be speaking, so he's speaking via telephone. So I mean, we'll have that conversation later. But
I think it's fair for us to kind of touch it while we're with our guests. So
yeah,
I think if you watch the football, the American team, one of the kids that scored, calling Freeman. Freeman's father was NFL player who won the Super Bowl, and he was giving testimony last night about what it takes to see your son being featured on a world stage where everyone watching you, the whole world is watching. It means it's a different feeling. So as a father myself, if I were in his shoes, I can guarantee you that I don't care if it's a political rally, anniversary, where or what, I will be in the stadium trying to watch my son play. So I think that's probably what's happening. He's in the US and he's here to see his son play. If you saw the game last night, America against Turkey, you saw that the former president he was there, and you saw him with his phone trying to capture that moment. Remember, we're talking about a man that played football for his entire life, a man who knows football. The man, his whole life is about football. Seeing his speaking, playing the World Cup, I think that trumps anything else when it comes to political anniversary or whatsoever. I personally think that's why he's here. I think he's here to see his son play. The one that happened before that one, a different story, but what's happening now, him not being in Grand Jida at this moment to be able to speak to the people there physically and be there physically, I think it's because he's wanting to watch his son play. But now I think there's a flip side to that argument too. When you look at it, the fact that the man is not there, and you see all these big people going there, and the place is being crowded, and a lot of people going there to go be part of this anniversary. That also should send some type of message to people that this guy is actually he's naturally loved. He's not even there, but CDCNs are trooping into Grand Jida, and then with other major political leaders, regardless of the fact that he's not there, and they are all going there. That should send a message to. But I think the reason why he's not there, that's my take. Just like Alex Freeman, father who's a Super Bowl winner, said last night, he would trade anything to watch his son play in the World Cup in front of millions and millions and millions of people. So that's what happened to President Weah. President Weah is a former player who loved the game. Up to now, he still plays the game. And his son is being featured on the U.S. team. His son didn't play the first two games, or the first, I think one of those games. They came in last minute
Was
time,
the first game.
the first game, and then the other game he didn't play at all. And then this time they put the man to start. I mean, so the man came to come watch this whole game. That's probably what it is. I'm sure you will stay here to watch the Bosnia game too as well.
CEO,
So,
even
Senator, before you come in, you have wealth of knowledge on this thing. So let's give you back. Do I agree with the CEO? You know, this is a professional space. So if you're CEO on this show, yeah, we disagree. Nobody can come my inbox and say you can disagree about it. Now, I don't agree with the former president. 2022, I didn't agree with him when the sense of President Weah was not counted in 2022. The census went on in the absence of President Weah. He was not in the country. He was not counted. Now, this is your political party. I know one may say President Weah is not the decision maker within the political party. The chairman of the political party is a higher decision maker within the party. I agree. But who knows Jangako or other folks that are going over there, they go in the name of President Weah. Nobody going there because Jangako sent a letter to attend the program. No. People are going there because President Weah is mentioned within the CDC. So I know it's okay to watch your son to play. I don't want to be like the France journalist who went after Duku for going to witness his child birth in the UK. But again, let's put it this way. This is not your first time seeing your son play. 2022 World Cup, you was there when your son played. I know it's a joyous moment. It's a wonderful moment to see your child representing you, your family, in fact, the entire country. But if you really have the country at heart, this is about decision making. It's not football every time. If President Weah love football to the highest extent, I know he contributed to the Liberia national team before, but when he served as president, that would have been his first priority. Let's take, for example, my father, Alvin Saka, became president of Liberia. The first priority would be establishing banks everywhere in Liberia where people will go there to be getting financial loan because that's his area. Same with Serity. So we can have people who are set in certain roles and refuse to improve those roles, and then they still continue to say that they love that place. How can you love sports when sports in your country is nowhere? Here in Rwanda, everything can attest to what I'm about to say. If you tell people that I'm from Liberia, the first name they mention to you is George Weah. That's the first thing you know. If you go to school campuses, you go to a bar, you go anywhere, you say I'm from Liberia, they say George Weah. But the forsaken part about it, when the conversation go on, they ask you, have you played in the African Cup of Nations? And you say yes. For how long? You can't call it year anymore. So President Weah, I know plenty of people going there, but I think I agree with Senator Nyantoyen. You can't go to celebrate somebody's birthday in the absence of that person. And I think it should be a conversation the opposition political party themselves, they are not doing well. You cannot castigate someone
So
for not
CDC
doing.
is President Weah.
Like I said previously, CDC is not President Weah. If we're talking about CDC now, we'll say Janga Ko.
Okay.
Because he has a higher decision-making power. He can expel President Weah today for staying out of the convention. He can do anything he wishes to do.
Okay.
But Jangako is just, the chairman. But I think the highest decision maker, and the only reason why people are going there is because of George Weah. If it was only because of Jangako, no one would have gone to that entire program. Nobody would have gone there. So I know people doing it's a loyalty, but this is a person that all of you said they may not good. They're kicking out. Why made the man good today that you go 10th anniversary celebration? Anyway, let's wait for honorability to come here so that we can have a wonderful conversation. I know my brother Jeremiah B. Yangen is also watching us. Jerry, let's wait for your political leader and we dive into this conversation here tonight in depth. Siaote, let's hear you, Chief.
Yeah, Gio, I mean, there's nothing to we know dress about President Weah. For us, it's not strange. The gentleman, he's a former president. We got very high respect for him, but when it comes to this kind of conversation, to me personally, it's not strange because we have experienced these things. When I gave, the historical facts about President Weah absent, in the county, in fact, in the country at the time doing, and you alluded to that, and even validated by, giving the record of him being absent during the census. These are key things. President Weah played football. President Weah played football to the peak. Right now, President Weah has transitioned from being a footballer now to, being, let's just say, statement or political person. You have led a political party now for 2 decades, over 2 decades. Right now, at that level, I think there was a planning committee. They should have taken into account all of these, and all of these ceremony. But President Weah, mind you, once America had not dropped from this World Cup, he will remain here. If America goes to the final, he will remain here until he watched the final. Today, it's just, the demonstration of what will happen. So once the World Cup continue up to July, he will remain here until the World Cup is over. For me, if I was President Weah in my shoes, I know I got a huge political party because Liberia are giving to President Weah than any other person, any other institution in the world. The CDC. The CDC was the one that resuscitated President Weah today. For me, I'm not advocating for them, but it shows how people, when you are strategic, you make strategic decisions. That's how it is. But in nowhere it will be strange to me because if I was in President Weah's shoes, what you are done as a political leader, I would take this day to be very serious because it's a wake-up call for the opposition. And your voice for today or the week, I don't know when is the program, I know tomorrow or Saturday, I don't know, Sunday, I don't know. So his voice alone is a policy statement for the opposition. It's a policy statement for his followers. It's not Honorable Kumis. All the people who go in there, what's their political track record?
So let me ask a follow-up question. Before you conclude, let me ask you this question.
No, I just wanted to lay on this stuff before I forget, right? If I were President Weah, what was done was the first game, at least, that was the opening game because his mom and President Weah was there. So what you do, you have a huge occasion, you follow that game. The first game, yes, you fly back to Liberia. President Weah issued a night about ticket. So you fly to the country. After the game, you want to come and spend the rest of the, 45 days or how many days for the World Cup again, you can come back. But I mean, just leaving the entire program, I say you're not being planned. I know that the planning committee planned this program in line and in consent with President Weah. But I mean, it's no anything big. So once Cummings, 1%, 0%, you know, Simon Freeman, the man who got a 200,000 watch, all the people going, they will put a crowd. But who is the voice there? So to me, it's just like Senator Tuan said, that's the reality. I can't get my house. Jion, you coming to visit me, and I'm not home. Who welcome me home? Yeah, so you wanted to say something. Thank you.
I wanted to ask you from your affiliation with the Unity Party, do you think this is a threat to your re-election? All the opposition leaders meeting in the absence of one of the, let's say, the main political or opposition leader within the country, all the opposition leader meeting to his uh, anniversary celebration in his absence. Do you think this is a threat to the UP re-election in 2029?
Jion, I don't want to be, partial in this conversation. To me, I don't see a threat for now. The reason is in politics, in the voice of Minister Gaffon, they say you alarm to realign. Right now, people are alarming. The United Party that I know from 2011, that for me personally, I started to affiliate with, I know the United Party. Don't get me wrong that people going, conversing, and collaborating don't give you that, the leverage of winning election, no. But let's look at the facts. Let's look at the political history of these political parties that are going leaders. Look at the record of, for example, Simon Freeman. The gentleman does not even pass 6,000 votes every election. Honorable Cummings, from 7% now, we have come to 1%.
But you think everything stayed the same from last election? All the numbers stay the same?
Yeah, last election, I say the man, like, where he need, Simon Freeman never crossed 5,000. More than 5,000, no. Yeah, never crossed 5,000. That's why the new election law will take effect. Those are people that will even eradicate. At the end of the day, they will become maybe campaign manager, campaign spokesperson. That's what will happen in the collaboration. So if you look at the convergence of these guys, you don't really see a serious political actors right now in that particular conversation. It is only President Weah. That's why his presence at that occasion is very important. Honorability, I respect him. I mean, he's forming a political party with the work he's doing, but he got to be tested to know his political weight, to know the strength that he has. So all these people marching them with the Unity Party, they are no threat to us. That's why I can say for free. They are no threat.
But Siawate, how can you categorically say these people are no threat to you when people who supported you during the second round election, these same people are going to the CDC today? Look at the ANC.
Support us?
No, wait.
They not support us. So who?
No, Cummings supported you in the second round.
No.
I beg you.
No, don't go there. No, you're not following the record.
Siawate.
He never.
Cummings did not support the United Party. Why you say that?
Who did Cummings supported?
Cummings did not announce anybody he supported. He had a supporter went by the way. So these are people that don't even make serious political decisions. You're talking about.
Okay, we know of people who supported the Unity Party that came from the ANC. So holding all factors constant, the Unity Party did not win election in Liberia on her own. It was through collaboration. Now we're seeing the same. We're seeing the same collaboration existing today with the former ruling party, the CDC. And I'm asking you this question: are you tempted? Are you afraid that this collaboration will lead to the Unity Party defeat in 2029? And you categorically said no. We are not tempted. We are not afraid. But we're seeing all the UP hierarchies and those who are also in collaboration with the UP, like Senator Abraham Darrell Dillon, throwing jabs at the CDC today only because of affiliations. Only because of affiliation. Are you not afraid? Now, for me, my only problem with the opposition political party is the same people we castigated yesterday. We said the CDC is not good. And in my opinion, I don't think CDC or Unity Party, they are the best choice to lead Liberia, because since 2005 up to present, we have not seen the change that we want. Let's put it aside and try another political party. Let's try the CMC. Let's try the ANC. Let's try the ALP. Let's try all other political parties. But we still align and realign with the same two political parties over and over. How do we expect the change? See how it is.
Gian, I want you to take this to bed tonight, carry it to the bank, and deposit. And
Yeah,
deposit what I'm
Caribbean
telling
way.
you. Today, tomorrow, the Unity Party that I know,
Mhm.
that I've been with from my birth, from childhood till now, the Unity Party is a serious political party. I'm telling you, with no disrespect to the guys that are converged in Bassa, in fact, in Grand Jide, they are no threat to NIMBA. In fact, to the UP, to the UP collaboration. The reason I say this, I'm saying this with empirical data. I'm telling you right now, just go log to NEC, Election Commission, electoral result 2023. The likes of Alexander Cummings, Simon Freeman had never crossed more than 5,000 plus. No.
So I beg you, let me hold you there for a second and give you something to add to that.
Okay.
So when you go from the data part, right? Let's try to juice it up a little bit. Unity Party won with less than 20,000 votes, right?
No, but no, CEO, don't describe me now.
No.
The argument Gian trying to portray here is why I'm trying to set the basis. Gian argument, I'm not talking about the total number of votes, but I'm talking about those leaders that are going to election with the proven record. For example, what his name? Simon Freeman. Simon Freeman had never crossed 5,000 plus to 6,000. There's a man that contested in series of elections in Liberia. He had not even gone to even second place, right? You got Honorable Cummings coming in 2017, 7%, and he came 1%. Honorability right now, honorability has not been tested on the political landscape of Liberia as we speak. It's a newly formed political party. They are looking for a friend. So right now, what they are doing is he's a very good strategist. I give it all to honorability, but does honorability have a national flame as a political party yet? He are not being tested. That's what I'm saying. So you cannot, and they are not a threat to the Unity Party. So from the data, you can pull it out. Gian said people who supported the Unity Party, they are going to the CDC rally. I want to see some. I want to see some of them. Look, what is happening now is just the test case of what will happen in 2029. I can tell anybody for free, the middle or the end of 2027 up to 2028-9, we will see the real politics. But at this point, I don't see any serious political convergence right now by the CDC in Grand Jide. I think those guys are just going there to just make news and come back with the asking of President Weah. That entire gathering is a fiasco. That's what I can say.
Okay. Yeah, I was well, you say you don't want to be distracted when it comes to that, but 20,000, less than 20,000 votes, and it's small, the other small 1%, 3%, 4%, if they gather over there. And then you look at you just talk about ability. He's never been tested before, but there's someone that won your district 7, and he's launching his political party. So he's going to get some. Is that 2%, 3%? Who knows, right? 2, 3, 5%, and then you're talking about less than 20,000 votes you guys won with last election. I don't think overlooking any of those guys would be something. Now, the reason why I'm looking at this, if you look at it, people from your party, they're throwing jabs at these guys.
But I have another opinion about your 20,000 vote.
Let me finish my opinion. You can get your
Go ahead.
Your cigarette, your everything. So they say they never throw stone at on fruitful tree. So if these guys, what they are doing there, vote of the former president being there and they're catching fire, and you have current Unity partisan throwing jabs at them, throwing jobs at them. That means something happening there. There's a reason why people are throwing jobs at them. But you can't have all the. You gotta remember now, Unity Party, that CPP, collaboration, everything got you guys to where you guys are today, right? So if those guys started doing the same thing, I don't think it's something that you just want to downplay because Simon Freeman had 5,000 votes, and then the other person had 1%, the other person had 2%. The whole election thing or voting thing is not dynamic. They had an incumbency factor. It's not static. People will change. Things will change. The economy, what happened in Liberia now, people who are disenchanted, people who are not happy. So all those people will not go back. Not all of them will go back to Unity Party. So if you add those numbers up with a Nima county factor too, it could be different. But DK, what's your disagreement with my less than 20,000 vote? Or your less than 20,000 vote?
Your less than 20,000 vote.
No, your less
argument. Your less than 20,000 vote argument against the Unity Party. The Unity Party was an opposition political party contesting against an incumbent and pulled up 20,000 votes. The issue about the gathering in Zwedru, what makes it to me that it's not anything serious is there's no serious conversations among them. They're just showing up to celebrate. Now, if you are serious about defeating a sitting government, have serious conversations and have a goal. Now, the CDC has consistently and persistently said, whatever collaboration anybody think about, but then Mr. Weah will be their head. Those who are currently associating with the CDC, what's their goal? What do they want? Do they want the second in command? And then, for instance, Simon Freeman is there, Mr. Chairman Velete is there, Mr. Kumi is there. So what do they want? Ultimately, Mr. Weah and all his supporters have said, whoever wants to join them can join them, but he, Mr. Weah, will be the ultimate head. So with all of this, what do they want? You just go into collaboration because you want to go into collaboration. You don't have a goal. What's your target and everything? The people you are joining, they have a specific goal that, oh yes, you can come in your thousands and everything. But you know what? Whoever comes in this house, we will be the head. So that's why I said those who are going there, they are going there to just marry me because
the people can read and write. They can understand. They know that this condition has already been set, but yet and still they go in there. So it means they.
No, but I agree. I mean, like I said, what's the you just are they just going for celebration? That's the argument. I mean, why really do they have on paper now?
No,
why really is anybody among the group now like ANC saying, okay, CDC said they want this. We want to be second. Is Mr. Freeman saying that?
Yeah,
is any of the political parties saying that?
It's not a time that they're going to go celebrate their anniversary. They're not going
so
to
then agree with me that what they're going for was merit making. Mm-hmm. What they're going for it's just a serious merit making. Having lastly, to be fair, I'm a member of Unity Party. I had this disagreement. To be fair, having President Baka doesn't have opposition. President Baka does not have opposition. Anybody will ultimately take over from President Baka if he is not contesting, then we'll talk about opposition. But up to date, there's nothing serious against President Baka. So anybody who thinking that, oh yes, any gathering will give them the green light to go. No, I mean there's no serious. Even the CDC is not a serious opposition political party against President Baka. It's a waste of time that they are on. That's what I can say on this. But to be an African sitting government with even 5,000 votes that they accepted their defeat, I think defeat. So that issue about number, forget it, my brother. They were defeated.
So what are you trying to insinuate then?
The less than 20,000 argument, the less than 20,000 argument is why I'm dismissing. I'm dismissing it because in Africa, to defeat incumbent, whether with 5,000 votes, for them to accept, meaning the citizens themselves were the one who agreed to do that. So we are have to recalibrate. If we are serious of coming back, we are have to do serious of cleaning. Anything outside of that, they will just be making noise. I mean, the same face that led to a defeat, the Eugene Nangbe, the other guy that hanging around with him all the time. I mean, is not making any serious change for people who disagree with the current establishment to say, okay, let's do this. So what we are is changing.
So DK, have the Unity Party changed? I want to ask you, have the Unity Party changed?
Yes.
Give me some of the major changes that the Unity Party have done.
Okay, so the Unity Party in 2005. The Unity Party in 2005 had Ellen. The Unity Party now have Braga.
Let me finish my question. If the Unity Party 2005 had Ellen, it was Ellen and Braga for the 12 years. Give me the changes that the Unity Party have made, because you're talking about ministers. You're talking about minister in the Wale administration. You're saying he need to change them. What is the changes that you guys have made within your ministry? The same old people we saw that serve in your ministry. These are the same old people we're seeing serving today.
Governance, we're talking about governance, and I'm talking different thing. President Weah lost the elections. He need to, like I said, do house cleaning. The very people who are spokesperson for him,
Raka lost the election 2017. Raka still brought the same old folks in 2023, and he won the election. So what's the difference we're seeing here, TK?
Okay, so John, in 2017, Eugene Nangbe was Minister of Information for Braga and the Unity Party. In 2023, Eugene Nangbe was campaign manager for Georgia. Now, who was Georgia Braga campaign manager in 2017? In 2017, Gafwa was Unity Party campaign manager. After Unity Party campaign, after Unity Party lost the elections, where was Gafwa? Gafwa was working with the World Bank, African Development Bank, whatever bank in Uganda. John, see Georgia surrounding. Who is growing? Everybody waiting for Georgia. Everybody around Georgia, they're waiting for Georgia. Who was Unity Party campaign manager in 2017? In 2023, it was Trey Moyu. Who is Georgia bringing to say, let me bring new face? Okay, I will bring this person. Take for instance, Nima, for example. A job we are focusing on anybody in Nima. A job we are focusing on anybody in Nima. Job we have the same people around him. And you think one message they carry to Nima, for example. Because Nima was the country that gave the overwhelming vote that defeated them. A job we are changing anything in Nima? So he just in a same circle.
Siawete and DK.
I got a question about DK though.
Okay, see you. You can ask your question.
DK, you have to have a Nima, right? You know how, the first time the PYJ supported Joya won, right? And then when he flipped to you,
no, let's stop.
When he flipped
to stop. Go hold on. Not the first time PYJ. Not the first time PYJ supported Joya. PYJ supported Joya in 2005. They lost.
Okay.
When you say the first time PYJ supported Joya, then you are in error.
Okay, the second time.
The
second time he won, right?
Yes.
Okay. And then he flipped over to Unity Party. And then Unity Party. So you can't come here and say he's not doing anything in Nima or not looking up to Nima. You don't know. You haven't talked to him. You don't know what happened. Campaign hasn't started yet. So I don't think it's fair for you to say that. Who knows? Maybe the man's looking in Nima. You don't know.
I agree.
So,
I want to see that.
Okay. So let's leave it out until you see what happens.
Thank you so much. I think our guests have postponed on us to
We
the
apologize for
next
that.
date, which will announce that very soon. Charity, I know you're drinking your little beverages and stuff. You're enjoying that. You know, you can
Say
speak
Siri.
serious.
Man,
Yeah, you're
how you
speaking your
doing?
little serious to me, but it's okay. Let's start with you. You can give us a parting comment. We go to the CEO, and then TK will take us home.
Yeah, I mean, Gianni, we wait for our guests. You know, right now on our ability will not come until I know because the network in our place sometimes will be challenging and activities and stuff like that. It might not come. So I think after the program, we'll
I think that'll be a good time to even hosting when you come.
yeah. So we apologize first to our viewers. I know you were all set to, get the honorable man on. But Gian, like I said, I'm unapologetic for my position to the program in Granger. Like I said, to me, it's not screen for former President Weah to abandon such program or to stay out of the country for such a major event. By evidence, in 2022, when he spent over 45 days to 60 days out, watching the World Cup and other activities in Europe and Asia. So to me, it's not strange. People who are going there, I mean, I feel that they are going to showcase their political party. People are going to align with the CDC because they are the major, opposition. They are the major opposition political party in the country. So once you identify with them, you get that, that cloud. So people are fighting for cloud right now. So to me, there's no serious thing they are doing in our place until we see the face of President Weah, he being the political leader of the CDC. The Congress, I respect the CDC. With no disrespect to them, they are one of the political party. After post-war Liberia, they have stood and maintain the party prestige and where it is today as a political party, unlike other political parties that are struggling. Because if you can take that from Unity Party and CDC after the war, because those are political parties regardless of how tough it is. People felt when President Sedi left, that was going to be the end of the Unity Party. Oh, President Boaka can see the paper doing it. When Unity Party even left the collaboration, we recalibrated, realigned. We saw the DeLong, the Yombly factor, all the people. There was a huge fight. So when you see Unity Party, for me, CDC, those guys are smart. Don't see them, people overlook them. For me, in my personal view, I see that President Weah knows that right now is not anything serious they are going to do, right? But what's happening is people who are going there, they are going, to get a clout of the CDC. I can say that for free. So the program in that place, President Weah absent, he don't even take that program serious. That's why he's not there. And even if he does that 3 times, I won't still be surprised if he's out, because being a president, he stayed away from major events that should have claimed his attention. He wasn't available. So for me, the CDC program, we congratulate them for reaching the 22nd anniversary. That's good. But with the program there, I don't know what strong position statement they are going to do. I don't know. They will say, "Oh, on behalf of my party and the CDC standard bearer, when y'all go, y'all give this message to the standard bearer." So that will be a position to the standard bearer instead of telling them, "Oh, Mr. Standard Bearer, this is our position."
Yeah, you'll be speaking.
See you.
Thank you. He will speak by telephone, which I don't know about
so
it.
That's it. We hope to be here. I don't know when Honorability will be back.
Probably Monday.
We hope to be here tomorrow and moving forward to sharpen some of these contradictions by the the guys. Yeah.
Yeah, I see a man Chris trying to count on. We're closing out. You want to count on later?
That man. Don't put that man on.
My party comment. I just simple question. I'll give it to Siawate so Siawate can use that. So, do you think Weah is still influential? Is he still loved by Liberians? He's still a strong political figure, or he's no longer the same Weah as before? United Party doesn't need to do anything about him or even worry about him at all.
CEO, not because I'm a politician, I'll be dishonest now.
Uh,
Holding on to the fact that President Weah is a star, and one, people naturally he got the popularity. That's why you don't divorce from President Weah. I won't sit here and say, "Oh, President Weah is always, someone to reckon with." For the last 20 years in our politics, there's nowhere you can pull away President Weah, influence. No, but what is happening is the strategy. Because CEO, if you being a student, when people say, "Oh, we won with 20,000," is now a margin, then I got question with people who say that because the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia says simple majority, 50 plus 1 into percent. So if the party we didn't win with 100 vote, 2 vote, 3 vote, the law say even 1 vote can make you win. So President Weah, I feel that what is lacking is strategy one. At this point, before the last election, it was poor governance. At this point, I can say they are lacking of strategy. Mind you, if this program was the Unity Party program, CEO, you are going to see the momentum. You being in opposition, you should be very, very.
How many successful programs you held when you were in the opposition?
Hey, Chion, get to know the Unity Party led a very huge program. The first thing, Unity Party strategically when they move off from our party headquarters, right? When we were removed from our party headquarters, what we did, we found a place on Broad Street. So we know that to extract, to attract the crowd, around Broad Street there, right? So you can also small they play foot. So you can also say, "Oh, you really about to put a crowd. Joseph Boakai Papier, the man finna win the election." So there are things you can do, and the old man second can also. Leaders will come outside and speak to the Liberian people. That's what they call opposition.
So Siawate, this will be my last question to you, and then we close.
I'm here, my man. I'm here.
President Boakai is in his 80s.
Yeah.
In your honest opinion, do you think the Liberian people should still elect President Boakai in 2029?
John, in you sitting there, look at President Boakai in the last 3 years and compare the CDC administration to President Boakai 3 years.
No. See how the Liberia is not only about CDC and Unity Party. Let's try to.
No, it's a hypothetical, answer. Now. I want you to I'm just laying you to that, right?
No,
so
I don't want to answer that question because I'm number one person who says CDC and Unity Party should step aside a little bit and let's give other people the chance.
That's your opinion, then. So who are the political party right now? I can tell you for free, between President Boakai and former President Weah, and you bring them on the microscope, the Liberian people, even I being a Liberian, saying you put it to me, I will choose President Boakai for the next 20 times over President Weah.
No, I'm not talking about President Weah. I'm not talking about President Weah. I'm not talking about. I'm asking you in your perspective as a Liberian, a patriot, whether Liberian should elect.
No people from Unity Party are not patriot.
No, maybe when we say a Unity Party, some people will say you speak.
Okay, as a patriot, let's take it as it is.
Yeah. So I don't want people to think that you giving analysis on your political tone.
No, I'm not giving my political tone now.
Yeah, as a patriot of Liberia, let's remove President George Weah from there. Yeah. I, for once, believe that President George Weah didn't do anything for the Liberian people. Therefore, he shouldn't be re-elected as president of Liberia. Okay. Let's put him aside. President Boakai is old now. He's a very old man. In your opinion, do all your assessment. putting former President we are aside, do you think President Braga is the only competent person to lead Liberia from the other politicians who have been contesting for presidency?
But I don't know, how are we doing our analysis first? The first thing is election is number. So if we like I said, I thought by now you should be reading from your phone or maybe the computer, giving some empirical data that will inform me. But as it is
No.
now, I come in now. Wait a minute, Lena. As it is now, the two front runner of our political of our balling politics now is former President Weah and President Joe Boyka. So if you put the both of them on the scale, I will choose President Boyka. One, President Boyka leadership, there are huge distances.
Siawate, you are not getting my point here. Let me try to rephrase
very well, because my point to that your question. Wait, let me learn that. My point to that your question is very simple. I'm speaking as a student of number. I'm telling you, whether you bring all the people, whether you bring who, President Boyka stay. I don't know how you determine somebody's age. Currently, the president of the leader of China, he's in the 80s, going to 90. Russia, he's in even President Barack Obama and President Trump, he's even going to the 80s, right? So there's nowhere countries that are even doing well. I mean, people health and people health and the IQ, you can't determine because the person is old and all of that. So President President Boyka is still healthy. He's still leading the Liberian people. If your question were being President Boyka, he's carrying on misstep, there are misstep in his government by this and evidence. Do you think you are thinking of another president? Then I can say, but for your argument about being old, I'm not going. I don't know when President Boyka will depart this world. As far as I'm concerned, as a human, once he's in his mortal body as a human being and he thinks rationally, he makes sound decision, I would support President Boyka at this point. Even if you bring young person, it will give me the mind to think this young person, what's his leadership history? So I won't just wake up and say, "Oh, I will not just project anybody for now." I will keep projecting President Boyka until we see what we ought to see in the future. But as it stands, President Boyka is the president that we trust, we so believe.
Thank you very much for being on here tonight. Siawate, has been a wonderful conversation. Tomorrow we'll be hosting EULA Women Empowerment Committee. They will be having their annual retreat, and they will be here tomorrow discussing about a lot of things. So that they will be hosting Ambassador Julie Andy, Nima Kante Superintendent. They will also be hosting Madam Sonda Gipio Wessing, in other words, Anthony Sonda Gipio Wessing. A lot of women will be on here. But we will not have a show like the Heat Hour, but we will also be here at the same time where we'll be hosting the women that will be discussing major events happening within Liberia. Remember, during the Civil War, Liberia, the women play a very key role in showing that Liberia ceased the war in our country, and now the women are also fighting against drugs in our country. So the EULA Women Empowerment Committee will be here tomorrow as they host their annual retreat program with a focus on the fight against drugs within Liberia. So it has been a good show with you here tonight. Catch it up tomorrow. Raphael Wilson and the rest of the folks, we want to say thank you for listening. It's been a wonderful show.
Thank you, John. Hope to see you soon.